guys, I'm definitely not done. So make sure if you didn't hit it on my last video, make sure you do it on this video. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell button because I'm probably going to be dropping a lot more videos. I'm not going to keep saying that. Just hit that bell button. So for my amateur career, for my last video, my first fight, started 0-1. I was bummed out. Definitely not how I wanted to start my boxing career. I was definitely overthinking it. Like, oh my God, people are going to be calling me a loser or a fucking bum. They're going to say I suck, I can't fight. Hey, remember you lost your first fight? Man, you suck. How you going to lose your first fight ever? Ever? How you going to? I just had that in my mind, and after a while, I was just kind of like, fuck it. You know, I had positive people telling me good shit in my life too. So I stayed in the gym. A couple months later, Coach Vincent calls me. He's like, look, I got another fight for you. It's gonna be it's somewhere in Pennsylvania, right outside of Philly. One of them towns outside of Philly. I can't think of it. Ghetto ass gym. It was in the middle of the project, so I don't. It wasn't in Philly, but it was a town. So if anybody, I can't think of the gym or the town name for whatever reason. So he calls me. He's like, yeah, the dude is like 1-1 or 0-1 or something like that. He had the same record as me. I was like, damn, he lost his first fight too. I'm like, oh, let's get it. We going. So he's like, all right, it's on this date, blah, 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 this and that. Just meet us at the gym. We drive up there. So cool. So the weeks leading up to the fight, I'm training hard, yo. I started running, doing a little more running, doing a little bit more conditioning. I took this fight a little bit more serious than I did my first one. Because I was so scared to lose. Like, I was just so, like, 0-2. 0-1 is bad, nigga. I'm not going 0-2. You know, I had my girl at the time. She was there. I had my family going to the fights. I was like, man, so many people try to talk me into boxing and telling me, oh, nigga, you'd be good if you box. Let's go. And if I was like, if I go out 0-2, if I go out here losing to these dudes like that, I'm like, man, nah. So I was like, man, I can't. So I trained hard. And day of the fight, we all meet at the gym. We drive up to Pennsylvania. And man, I can't think of the gym name. What the fuck? That's gonna bother me. But we go up there. Small gym. Remember in my last video I talked about the venue? It was a hurricane relief charity event, so there was nice lights. People were dressed up nice, and this was the complete opposite. This gym was upstairs in like a warehouse. Had a bullet hole in the glass door when you first walked in. It was your typical hood boxing gym. It was a boxing. They had everything you needed. But from the visual perspective, it was kind of like, okay, like, what the fuck? We had the area where we train. Where we meet the doctor, check the blood pressure, check everything, and then we had the area where we were sitting around waiting for your fight. So I forget the number fight I had. No, I actually had the first fight of the night. Had the first fight of the night. And that put more pressure on me. I was going to like, man, I'm going 0-2, and I lost the first fight of the night. That's going to be the first. Nah, can't let that happen. Ain't no way that's happened. I'm giving you guys some more foreshadowing. You see what I'm doing? I'm giving you guys, that shit is not happening. I didn't let that shit happen. Dude, I fought, it was at 140, skinny kid. And it's crazy me calling somebody else skinny, but he was thin. Like, he was like thinner than me. And at least I was ripped. Like, I got cut up and shit like that, but he was just like thin. Cool dude. You know, we exchanged Instagrams, or was it Instagram at the time? We exchanged shit back then. It was cool. But he was a cool dude. First round. You know, the whole fight, I just thought, ain't nothing really crazy happened in the fight. There were no standing 8 counts. Nobody got knocked down. No, I won. Like, I beat him. I was excited as hell when they announced my name and when they put raised my hand in the ring. It was a good feeling. Cause at that time it was like, man, this shit, I know I worked hard for this. I came up here telling myself that I was not going home losing. I did not lose. And for the most part, I performed kind of all right. Like the fight, it went well. Like I said, I didn't get caught with anything crazy. I was landing my shots. It was a good fight. I was excited. I went home excited, like, happy. Went back to the gym a couple of days and we kept it going. So to start the new year, I had to go buy a new amateur book. Like I told you, those 2 fights, they happened in 2013. I didn't have an amateur book. I had one, but it wasn't like they didn't really, because it's a whole bunch of bullshit with amateur boxing and shit like that. Boxing in general, but I just didn't have amateur book. So to start the new year, I was going to continue to fight in 2014. So I had to go buy one of these. I don't know if it's still the same now or anything like that, but this is my amateur book. This book holds it has the record, all the name people I fought. I'm gonna go through these fights. I'm gonna go through this. It has just all the information from every single fight that you. All right, so I'm gonna read you guys out my fights. I'm gonna go through every single one. I'm gonna talk to you guys about them. First fight of 2014 was on April 25th. I fought a kid by the name of Jermaine Hopkins at 142 pounds. Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I believe that was at the UFC gym over there. I don't know if it's the same name, but Jermaine Hopkins, good ass fighter. That was a good fight. Now, Coach Vincent was not with me at this fight. He was still training me, like leading up to this fight, but he was not present at the fight. I had somebody else working the corner. I think it was a dude from Cherry Hill, from one of those gyms up there that was working my corner. Jermaine Hopkins, that was a good ass fight. So the first round, he was catching me with some shit that I had no idea why the fuck I was getting caught. Every time I took a step, every time I shot, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, yo, I had absolutely no idea what was. So I lost the first round. Not even gonna bullshit you, lost the first round. So I went back to the corner. And one of my coaches, or he starts yelling at me, screaming, and telling me, yo, he's a southpaw. Watch his feet. He's a southpaw. In boxing, if you don't know, I'm a right-handed. I'm orthodox. So if you're right-handed and you're fighting somebody at southpaw, it's going to make your fight 1,000 times more difficult because everything is coming in from the opposite direction. And you're not used to it. You're trained to go a certain way. You're trained to slip and dip a certain way. When you fight somebody that's southpaw, all those punches are coming in different directions. So I've never experienced that. I never trained for that. I had no idea how to fight us. I had no idea. It was, so that first round, I was just like, boom, boom, boom. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yo, who the fuck is this nigga?
So they told me that. Second round, early in the round, he catches me with a nice, I don't know what the fuck it was. It was a nice hook or something. Standing 8 count. Referee came in and stopped the fight. Standing 8 count amateur boxing, that's when the referee gives you an 8 count. He thinks that if you didn't have that headgear, or if you didn't have, certain extra protection that you get in amateur boxing, if you would have got knocked down in any other situation, then that's a standing 8 count. So I got a nice, I got hit with a nice shot. I got a standing 8 count. I was okay. Came back, probably like a minute later, hit him with a left hook. I hit him with a left hook. He got hit with he got a standing 8 count. So even though I was losing the first half of that round, I came back and I won that second round. I did win the second round. Third round, the same type of fight. It was a good fight. I ended up winning the fight. Honestly, I thought I was going to lose. Not even on bullshit you, just because it was so close and I just felt like, cause the dude was nice. Dude was nice. He was a southpaw, like I said, he could actually, and come to find out, he was like the nephew or like the second nephew of Bernard Hopkins. Like they were related some way, somehow, some shit like that. So clearly that motherfucker got some greatness, some boxing shit in his blood, because he was catching me with some shit. Damn, I was like, good fight though. So after this fight, I'm 2-1. I'm like, okay, we back in the green. We positive. We're gonna keep it going. Next fight after that, May 16th, 2014. This fight is at, I think it was at the UFC gym as well. Fight a kid named Axel Melendez. Fought him at 142. I lost this fight. I wasn't really training hard. I wasn't running. I wasn't doing conditioning. I wasn't doing anything. Like, I wasn't, like, I was missing days in the gym. And, yeah, that's like 3 weeks. Yeah, I didn't win. I didn't win any round. Any round, I was out of shape. First round, he was small. He was like a 5'5" little Puerto Rican kid, you know, trying to punch me in the body and shit like that. So once they realized that I was so tired and I was only just throwing one punch, I was just throwing jabs here and there. I was just so gassed. Yeah, they kept telling him, man, just keep pressure, hit him. So he won that fight. Now can't take it. Now for them. So 2-2. I'm 50. I'm at 500 right now. 2-2. So next fight, 142 pounds. June 14th, 2014. I fight Ramos Garcia at the Atlantic City PAL. That's not the gym I trained out of. That's the gym out of my hometown. I'm from there. I'm from that area. They know that. I was excited for this gym, for this fight. My first fight, like fighting at my home, like, you know, people could come and see me. And I worked hard. I know I trained hard because I was embarrassed from that last fight. I know I had to work on a lot of shit. So that first fight, I mean, not the first fight. So the first round with him, even fight. I mean, that whole fight was pretty even. I think I got robbed. I'm not even gonna bullshit you guys. I lost. I lost the fight. But I really, really think I got robbed because there was some bullshit that was going on. I tell you, if I feel like I lost the fight, if I feel like a dude deserved to win over me, but ain't no way this dude, like, they obviously fucked up because they crossed off my shit that they put on him. Look, there was some type of hating shit going on because ain't no way I lost that fight at the PAL. Atlantic City, that was some bullshit. It's all good, though. It's all good. I do remember it. I remember it, though. So now I'm 2-3. Now I'm in the negative. Now I'm like, damn. Now I want blood. Now somebody gonna have to pay. Now somebody gotta pay because this is some bullshit. This last fight was some bullshit. Somebody gonna have to pay. Scott Holden, you have to pay. 143 pounds. Fought you September 13, 2014, Cherry Hill, New Jersey at the Victory Gym. It was a good fight. Go back. I posted it. I posted this fight on one of my last videos. Just a while ago. Easy money, man. It was a good fight. No, he was a good dude, tough kid. But I worked hard. I worked mad hard for that fight. I was doing different conditioning. I was trying to get right for that fight. I deserved that one. 3-3. This is a week later. 141 pounds. September 20th, 2014, I fight Julius Duncan in Reading, Pennsylvania. This kid was maybe 6 foot. He was kind of bigger than me. He was taller than me and bigger than me. So, it was kind of a back and forth fight. I thought I was gonna lose the last round just because I did get caught with some shit in the last round, just being tired, and that I thought that they were gonna give it to him, but I won the fight. I was good. And so my last fight, so I'm 4-3 now. After this fight in Reading, 4-3, I got a fight a couple weeks later. 2 weeks later, I'm fighting 147 pounds. Alberto Deval over at Bridgeton, New Jersey. I fought over at that school. It's like not the high school. It's like a little elementary school. They got a gym and shit over there. So Same process like always. Go in there, weigh in, meet the doctor, go wait for your fight. They said this was this kid's first fight ever. That he was from Puerto Rico. This was his first. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I didn't train hard leading up to that fight. You know, I kind of hurt my hand on the fight prior to that. So I took a couple of days off in the gym. I wasn't running, doing conditioning and things like that. And I just kind of feel like mentally, I just wasn't really into the training. I wasn't really into the fight like that. So when I got the call for the fight, it was kind of like, all right, yeah, whatever. Let's just keep it going. And this nigga was bigger. He was not no 147 either. I'm not gonna bullshit. Amateur, I'm telling you, amateur be on some funny shit. But I lost that fight. I lost. I was tired. I couldn't throw shit. I wasn't really feeling it at that time. I lost it. So that was it. That was the end of my boxing career. As far as amateurs and, you know, because after that, I stayed in the gym, sparred, you know, worked out, stayed in shape and things like that. But amateur boxing, miss it. We're going to get back into it, man. We're gonna do something with boxing. We're going to do something with boxing, man. So that was me, Nick Rivera, amateur boxing career, 4-4. If you're going by that picture and by that book, by the record, you could say I should be kind of, like I said, I could be 5-3. Like I should be 5-3. But looking at that book now and looking at those names now and just thinking about the type of fighter or the type of person that I am at that point that I am now, bro, 8-0. Ain't no way I'm losing to any of them. Ain't no way I'm losing to them. Ain't no way I'm losing to them. I'm going to get back in the gym, yo. I'm going to get back in the gym. I don't want to talk too crazy because somebody going to call me out. Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to keep these going with you guys. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Help me get to 200, 300, 400, 500. We're going to keep going. Catch you on the next one, though. Peace.